Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to be creating a video for you today using Canva.com. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to create business cards that are going to fit your needs. If you're not quite sure yet what Canva.com is a multi-tool used by different people that actually want to design and make graphics for something, whether it be Instagram posts, Facebook, anything for social graphics, web banners. It can be flyers, calendars, so many different things. So almost typically anything you think about designing or changing or creating, Canva.com is going to do it for you. As well, Canva.com does offer 30 days for their Pro series here. So that way you can have all of the features without paying a dime. So you can find that in the link in the description below. So do check that out. Alright, so let's stop wasting time. Let's get right to it. So, of course, if you are familiar with me, if you caught us in the last couple of videos, and if you haven't done that either, you can actually catch me by subscribing and dropping a comment below and let me know you subscribed or that you actually have a question on how to do something for Canva.com. Alright, so here with templates, again, as I was trying to say, when we're creating something, I love to build with templates. That way I can actually kind of copy something and look below like, okay, well that's cool, that's not, right? So I have my blank sheet here and then I actually have the template itself. Or you can just simply follow and change the template all on its own. Alright, so let's go down. So of course you're going to find templates in the upper left hand corner. And as you're looking, you're going to find the business cards right here under logos. So we're going to click on the business cards and we're going to allow it to load up. Now, once it does so, now it's going to show you browse by category right here. So it can be for photography, yoga, music, right, lawyer, hair salon. So think of it as your business niche that you have. You can select and look at it right here. Like, for example, if we have a hair salon, when we click hair salon, it's going to show you the different templates it has for exactly hair salon. You can also find the theme here too. For example, hair salon, business illustration, you can find that all here. Just click view more and you're going to see the same one. So you have two different options here. So once you come to this page, when you select it at the top, you can change it again a little bit later on. And just like that, and we can do pink plus vintage, right, and it's going to show all of them together. You see how that's done? Alright, I do want to clear all of them. And I'm going to go back to templates in itself. You see business cards. And I'm going to click that, and it's going to show all of us on that previous page. Alright, so here, let's take a look. Nature's Plan, when you click on it, it's going to give you a quick preview. Nature's Planning and Plumbing, right, so it's two-sided. Let's see, that's pretty cool. And you can customize it. You can share it with friends, family, team workers, whichever. So you can share it. If you like it, save it. So you add the likes, and you can view all of your likes. And if you do it by mistake, just do that as well. And you can come down and it has more like this, so it kind of has something like in between. And kind of you can see somewhat of the same design. And so you can choose from there. Alright, let's go down and just take a look. Right. The black, let's see, real estate. Here we go. Let's look at this one. I like that. That looks pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to customize this template. Alright, and we're going to allow it to load. Here we go. Now this is the design here. It's going to take just a second. I have pretty bad internet. Okay, alright. Now it gives you the title here at the very top, almost center. Whatever your business name is, I would put it here. I'm just going to type in my business because as you download it or save it later on, this is how you're going to actually be able to find it. You don't want some random name, right? Okay, alright, so just something, whatever. Alright, so now we have elements, uploads, photos, text, styles, audio. Audio we're not going to use for the template on the business cards, right, or the video. It doesn't make much sense, right, unless you're going to try to use the same design a little later on for your website, but catch us on our last videos and you'll see how to do that as well. Alright, you can do charts too if you want to embed something, which again it doesn't make sense, but you can use Flickr and Giphy and Pexels as well. If you have an account with them, you can upload their images from those accounts. So it's super cool. Even your logos, especially if you created a logo. This was one I created, right, a little transparency logo. So you can upload your logo from your computer right here, and it will put it, and you can just drag it and drop it there as well. So if you can create that, highly recommend going that and checking out how we build logos. All right, so coming up, okay, all right, so let's see, this is real estate. So my business, it can be anything. If you're kind of wondering if it is real estate and you don't really necessarily like that, or you do, you can make it bigger. If you do like it, if that's something, you can move it. The same, just click, drag, right, and you can see the purple lines. They are going to show you exactly the placement on the card, right? Okay, I don't like it. I'm going to delete because I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to go to Elements, and I'm going to put houses, right? So when you type that in the search bar, it's going to show you different ones. So for example, you have this one. I can just drag and drop. If you don't like black and you want to do a different color, you can just click on it, come up to the upper hand corner right here, you see color, click on that, and you can choose colors. Now the Untitled palette, that is my colors. You're going to do that too as you're designing a logo. You can create different colors that you will probably be using a lot, especially if you're trying to do t-shirts, your business cards, your website, right? And you all want to use the same colors. That's a good idea to do, so do check that out. So you can select your color, whichever you want, right? So something that's interesting for you. Let's see, I'm going to stay with blue, and I'm going to match it the same as how it is black. Then when I click on the text, the same deal, except here with the text, of course, you have your font, you have the size of the font, and this is your text color. It's pretty obvious, right? And you can do bold and italics, right? So bold and italics, change the color. I'm going to do the same blue. Property management, I'm actually going to make this red, just to kind of change it up a bit. Now the background, let's speak about the background. We can put a background for it too, if you would like. When you click on it, you can see that that same color box is here. So you can do gray. Pretty hard to see for this, or silver. I'm going to leave it silver for now, blah, blah, blah. All right, so you see how that's done. Now, let's come back to houses, right? So, of course, you have like a regular photo. You can do that. You can put any of this for you as well. Now, typically, let's see, I'm going to delete that. So you'll just select and then hit backspace, or you can actually right-click, the same like this, and go to delete. Multiple ways to do it. More than one way to skin a cat, right? If I drop this, I can leave that there too. Right, the same. If I want to change the color, I can. Right, so, all right. Now you see this one here with the houses. I can drag that and drop it, and I can make it smaller, just the same as I made the other ones bigger. And I can do this, and you can see it's only like one side, and you're probably thinking, "Oh man, that's kind of like not what I wanted." So you can do this. You can also rotate it if that's something you want. It'd be pretty cool to like have it at the corners, right? So kind of neat. All right, and I'm going to change colors for this too. I can make it white. Right, and now you've seen that I've done that. Okay, now I did this one. Now once you do one, it's really cool because it saves it in recents as well. So I can exit, and now you can see what I used recently. Now another cool thing about Canva is when you do change the design, look, when I drag it over, the only thing that doesn't change is the color, but the size change stays. So I can leave that. Now, of course, it's all facing one way. Now, how to change that? So when we have it selected, come here to flip. And because I want it to go to the left, I'm going to flip horizontal. And I'm also, while I'm at it, when it's still selected, I'm going to change it to white. And I am going to drag it to match what I have. And I'm kind of looking at the fingers here. And you can see the purple lines again are showing me that it's actually even. All right, and there we go. And you can do the same thing continuously. So the same if I want to do, let's say, I'm going to leave these black for now. And I want to kind of do this. Okay, drop it. All right, now you can see how I'm using the purple lines to kind of keep it in shape. There we go. And one more time for the other side. Now I'm going to drag it and keep it, you see those purple lines? Pretty cool, right? Now I'm going to flip it horizontally, and there we go, and it should stay in the same way. All right, and we're just going to double check this one, because we want it to be all together. And all these purple lines, you can see, it's going to be squared up. There we go, then we need the 3, and you're going to do this, right? Now, it'll take a little practice. I'm not so good with the mouse. There we go, it's perfectly in line with this one as well. And there you have it, guys. Pretty easy, right? And I can see that it just needs to go over to the right, and there we go. Now you can see there's 3 lines on the bottom horizontally and 3 lines vertically. There you go. So the same thing applies to flip. You can do it vertical as well, like this. So you have that. Now that's our design. And if I want to add anything else, of course I can scroll down and really check it out. And I'm just going to come back to houses. And you can see there's a lot of different choices for your designs. Like that's pretty cool as well. And you have these, and you can always stack them. So if I want to make this pretty big, like the same, I can put this actually back. And let me show you how to do this. I'm going to put this one here. Now you see it covers that up. That's not too cool. But when I right click it, I can send it backwards. So it'll actually be behind that. And I'm going to change that color too. And so there you go. And you can see that I actually changed that. Now I am going to just click this to get the color off. And I can do the same with these. See, it's pretty big. I'm going to make this smaller just a taste. And I'm going to just like build a little community. And I'm going to send it backwards. And I'm going to take another. And I'm going to send it backwards as well. Now, you can see, of course, that we're kind of like customizing our business card the same with a bunch of houses, right? And of course, we can change the color. Let's see. I might do black to like make this shadow, and select this one and do a shadow. Now, a big word of advice. There we go, like a gray and black. All right, a big word of advice. So you can see that you have many elements together. All right, cool. That's fine. That's great, right? If you try to move something, like later on, you're like, okay, I want this to be here, but I need to move it. Yeah, don't try to do that because you're gonna completely mess up your design because you're going to have to do all of the purple lines again. But let's show you how to do that a little bit easier. So you're going to hold the left hand on the click, and you're going to come over and you're going to select all of them. You see how it's doing that? All right, now we'll let go. You can see it makes this on correct box. Now right click and group it together. Now it's all one group. So if you need to move it, you can move them all together the same way. And that saves you a lot of time, and it's going to actually be really cool for you. All right, so now we have it. So you can see now that what we went over. Let's take a pause, right? Don't worry. Now we know how to flip, horizontal, vertical. We know how to change the colors. We know how to add the elements now, right? So we have that part. Now, what else do you need to know about the business cards? Like, let's go over the text now. Okay, so we like that. That's cool. Look, it's fancy, right? Now the text. Let's check out some of the, I am going to move this over too. And I'm going to double select and highlight. It's just a big rule of thumb. You want to do that because if you decide to delete real estate, and if you don't double click and it doesn't highlight, it will actually delete the entire box, right? So be careful for that. So highlight it. It's my rule of thumb to always highlight it and not just like click and expect it's going to change, because sometimes you never really know. So save yourself the time of having to go back and add it. All right, so this box is already here, and I'm going to show you how to do it a little bit in just a moment. I'm going to change the text to Calgary. All right, and I'm going to say famous real estate. All right, and you see how it's kind of over? That's because the font is big. You can, of course, make it smaller, the same. Famous real estate. There we go. And I can actually, this is the subheading, and we're going to go over that in just a moment. Okay, and I'm just going to drag that down. Use this. You can click here and drag it, but again, you can cause problems. So just click here to save yourself the time. And this is going to do the same like how we did with the hands in the house. All right. And we're going to right there. All right, now if you want to add another text or something like an email address, this is where you're going to go. Click text. They have these here, the font combinations. You can choose all of them. But I like to custom do my own thing here. So add a heading. This is the big. It's just going to be like a big font. A subheading the same. It doesn't really matter. It just kind of sets the preset of the font size and so forth, right? So here is a subheading. We can choose this. All right, we can delete, as well. So when we delete this, right click and delete. And the heading, right, the same, you see how it's big. And again, I am going to delete this as well. And we'll just go back and undo. There we go. And the body of the text, the same. Okay, the body of the text, and drag and drop. And it's going to be the same. And you can make that smaller, the same. As you're clicking and making it lower, there you go. So that's, there you have it. And you're going to delete, and there we go. So if you want to put your email address, I'm going to use the subheading. I'm going to make it small. And because it's already highlighted, my email at gmail.com, right? And I'm going to bring this down, and that's, there you go. Or my telephone number or whatever, right? So you can do that. So you catch it, right? You got the idea. All right. Nothing changes here. So again, you've heard me say this previously, and you're going to hear me say it this time. You're going to hear me say it in the future. Nothing changes on Canva. So when you are here in the design, let's call it the design portal, right? Just to kind of save me jumping around. Once you're here, it doesn't matter if you're designing a website. It doesn't matter if you're designing a t-shirt. It doesn't matter if it's a coffee mug, business cards, flyers, anything in that nature. Nothing changes. So elements is going to be the same place. Uploads, photos, text, styles, videos, background, everything is going to remain in place. So if you build for example, if you build a logo here, and we've seen this, so you can actually click on logo, or if you build, let's make it easier. If you make a t-shirt design, right? And you're like, okay, I know where everything is. It's a pretty cool t-shirt. Yeah, that was easy. Fantastic, because now you know how to make business cards. So it's the same. So look at each template you're doing when they're asking like, hey, is it a t-shirt or is it a business card or a calendar? The only thing that changes, and I'm going to show you right here, you see this blue box? It's the size. And you can even make a custom size for whatever. So even YouTube banners, it's all the same, right? So that's the only thing that changes here is the size of this. Typically, like, I wish I could draw, but typically when you're making like a Instagram post, it's going to have almost like a phone size here in the center. That's it. So just this background is going to change, the border of what you're making. So everything's going to be the same. So if I want to change this and I want to change the colors, right, the blue and the homes, I want to change that too. I'm going to change that to red for the homes now. And I'm going to change my numbers. See this little box? It's the same. There's a logo. If you want to find the logos for telephone, internet, and location, right? You can change that too. But this is a great idea to keep them too. If you want to change them to something more specific, you can. And I can show you, like when I say, it's text. Okay, let's come back to elements. Now we're going to leave that. And if I say telephone, right? When I type that in, you're going to see different elements. Like this, you can see it's right here. And of course, when you drag it, it can be big. Oh, like this one. That's pretty cool. And I can drag it and make it smaller to fit the same size and just drag it there. So you see that, right? And so you can just have the telephone. So you can change it if you want. Or even the box for the numbers and all that, it's just text. So you'll just come back to text and you'll do like a subheading, or you can do a little bit of a body text if you want to give some information here. That's it. So you'll just click, double highlight, me, blah, blah, blah. Right, bye-bye, 867-5309, right, the address, whatever you need. And that's your business card, the same. And you can continue. Now, let's get to something a little more important, right? So we changed the name. All right, you can print the business cards. When you do so, you are practically asking, Canva to do it for you, right? So when we come, you can select pages, both, obviously, because it's a front and back. Premium paper, matte finish, and 50 copies, and you can see the price here, gloss finish, matte finish, right? $17 for copies. Now, 17 for 50 copies, 100, 150, 200, so forth, and you can see the price continues to grow. All right, so you can do it that way, right? Or, right? See, one-sided, double-sided, right? So if you only have one. Now, or you can do this. You can click right here and go to download. Now, this is a PDF print, and really, the suggestions really helps. High quality, multi-page document, perfect. PNG, high quality image, JPEG, PDF standard, right? SV, these and the GIFs are usually for, like, if you're going to make a post. So use the suggested typically and download it, and it will save to your downloads, and you can just print it yourself if you'd like, or you can take it to a printing company if you want to pay for them, or if you have your own printer. That's as simple as I can make it for you guys. The same, when you click on the three dots, you can share it to your Instagram business to kind of show you have new business cards, Facebook, right, Google Drive if you want to keep it that way. All the same, you can email it. You can share the link with a business partner and see what he thinks. You can present it in a presentation, and you can do this in a recording as well as you can speak and explain, and then you can send that recording. So you have many options, or just download. That's it. That's business cards. Guys, I hope you like it. Do subscribe. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. If I missed something, if you have questions, leave them below. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day, guys.